It's going to be fun when Tennessee travels to Oklahoma in a rare meeting heightened by playoff implications, when Utah and Oklahoma State fight for pole position in the Big 12, when USC plays its first Big 10 game at Michigan. But that won't come until next week. It is a tougher sell this week, when Saturday's only matchup of ranked teams Missouri-Boston College features a spread of more than 2 touchdowns. But maybe we'll be surprised. We are days removed from Northern Illinois celebrating in front of touchdown Jesus, from Boise State's near upset at Oregon, from Houston pushing Oklahoma to the brink of embarrassment, from Bowling Green holding a second-half lead at Penn State. Wisconsin hopes to do the same when it hosts Alabama. Though the Crimson Tide's visit to Madison is novel, the host won't encounter anything it hasn't already seen. Last year, the Badgers covered as a huge home underdog against No. 3 Ohio State, before closing the season with another cover as a 9-point dog against LSU. The moment should not be overwhelming for Tyler Van Dyke, who will be making his 7th career start against a ranked opponent. In those matchups, Wisconsin's new and Miami's former quarterback has thrown 17 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, passing for at least 325 yards 5 times. Wisconsin plus 16.5 should continue to grow in its second season under Luke Fickell, the only coach to lead a group of 5 team to the college football playoff, who took Cincinnati from 4 wins to 11 wins in his first 2 seasons with the Bearcats, who should open the playbook against their toughest opponent of the season. When betting on this game opened last month, Alabama was a 9.5-point favorite. Not enough has changed to justify the Badgers being handed another touchdown at home. Arizona's 9-game winning streak is the longest in the nation, featuring 5 victories against ranked teams. A suspect K-State secondary, which ranked 117th in passing yards allowed last season, and just allowed 342 yards, passing against Tulane will struggle to slow Noah Fifita, who threw for 311 yards per game as a starting freshman. The Tigers' offense inspired little faith in the season-opening loss to USC. Their defense surrendered 21 points in just over one half to Nicholls State. The Gamecocks, coming off a 31-6 win at Kentucky, have a chance to pull the upset behind a pass rush that ranks 5th in the nation in sack percentage. It's easy to forget how good the Tigers were last year because they're always overshadowed in the SEC, but the talent is in place, beating Murray State and Buffalo by a combined score of 89-0 for another top 10 finish. Irish fans were concerned about their inexperienced offensive line. The bigger problem has been who is protecting. Riley Leonard leads one of 5 teams in the country without a passing touchdown, while also throwing 2 interceptions. In his past 5 games, the Duke transfer has thrown for 129 yards per game, with 1 touchdown and 5 interceptions, completing less than 52% of his passes. Thankfully, the Civil War continues. The end of their in-conference rivalry gives the Beavers a well-timed swing at the Ducks, whose preseason title hopes appear fanciful after a pair of near upsets. The Beavers have won the past 2 meetings in Corvallis, and 3 of the past 4 where the crowd will be felt after being buried in the wreckage of the Pac-12. Billy Napier stumbled into the future when low-ceiling senior Graham Mertz suffered a concussion, and electric 5-star freshman DJ Lagway emerged to throw for 456 yards and 3 touchdowns. This week, Napier plans to use both quarterbacks. It's another reason why the coach won't be around to see Lagway become a star. The new-look Huskies have struggled out of the gates without Michael Penix Jr., Rome Odunze, and Kellen DeBoer, failing to score in the first quarter of their first 2 games against low-level competition. That won't cut it against a Cougars offense averaging more than 50 points per game, led by new quarterback John Matier, who ran for 197 yards in a win against Texas Tech and threw for 352 yards and 5 touchdowns the week prior. The Sooners had to go to the SEC. In this rapidly changing, multi-billion-dollar business, Oklahoma had no other option. The price is a generation of Sooners fans being raised without knowing the joy of winning a conference championship. This is the game that live betting was made for. Utah coach Kyle Whittingham said he will not provide an update on the injury sustained by quarterback Cam Rising last week. Wait until learning who is starting for the Utes, who failed to score a point without Rising in the second half of last week's win over Baylor. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more news updates. Hit subscribe for latest news.